Alright, let's struggle no more. Let's just win on two. Wait a minute. What do we excel at? Power attacks. Captured. That's not gonna happen. That's unlikely to happen at the very least. Oh. How quickly can the AI win? Well, the AI likes to amass power attacks. It can get those 3 victory points reasonably quickly. It knows how to do that. Conquest can be a smidgen more difficult. But getting armies and fleets is reasonably simple, and saving up 500 wealth is simple as well. But I can do that too. Two can play at this game, not necessarily on this map though. Reaching 24 city pop is not impossible. It's actually not that difficult either. Same goes for 12 power. That's reasonably simple. That's kind of peanuts. So that's 2 points. I would have to get 5. So presumably not 12. I could get this, that. 7 armies and fleets, and then power attacks. Close things off that way, not save wealth. It sounds feasible. I don't know how I want to play this game. There are numerous ways in which you can do that. And if I want to take things slow and win later on, I can just increase the number of requisite crowns. That tends to slow the pace of the game somewhat, obviously. And I could win that way on Professor. But let's try to win with 7 crowns on Professor with this setup. Going for the things I've just mentioned. Power attacks, to get 18 of them. I get a discount. Then armies and fleets, get 7 of them. That's 5. Then get power to 12 and city pop to 24. The world are imperialists. They start out with 15 food, 30 wealth, and 30 science. New cities don't cost more than previous ones, so it's easy to get city pop up there. Power technologies cost 20% less. Makes it easy to get that 3 crown objective. Growing cities cost 20% more, so I won't be able to get population all that easily by growing the cities I have, but I won't have to grow that many of them. And flag technologies cost 2 science more, which of course is annoying, but I can deal with it. They are hard to play. The people of Sun Tzu are masters of strategy both on sea and on land. I should expand onto the sea, but that tends to end quite poorly. Because then you have to get sea yields. You get that huge surge of resources, but it's usually too late. Alright then, what do I want? What do I want? Flag tags can be particularly helpful. They can be a particular boon. Although, I might as well secure additional yields right off the bat as much as I possibly can. So let's go for those. Let's go for grassland yields in terms of knowledge. I'm going to need plenty of that. Although making flagging cheaper also sounds like a particularly reasonable idea, doesn't it? Every point of food is quite precious. And how much science will I have next turn? 11. I'll tell you what, maybe let's redo this entire thing. How annoying. I just want to have, say, 25 next turn. If I don't trade, I will not have that 25. Making flagging grasslands easier, though, is worth it as far as I can tell. So fine, let's do that. I get no science off of grasslands, though. I just get science off of that single island and off of my citizens. So I'll be getting it at a snail's pace. And for now, I am obviously trading to get more food rather than science. So it's hardly surprising that I'll not be getting that much of it. The rivers give me +2 food, and ultimately what I am looking for is food, to be able to expand as much as I possibly can. Was that a mistake? Maybe a crucial mistake. Maybe I should get science off of river tiles or something like that, or maybe I should trade the tiniest smidgen for science, or perhaps quite a bit. Tell you what, I'll trade exclusively for food right now, and then I'll trade a bit for science. My yields are unimpressive, thoroughly unimpressive so far, but we'll get there, hopefully. I could flag the islands to get more yields in terms of science, but that sounds outlandish. 2 food per river tile. or get a grassland yield tech. That doesn't sound particularly ludicrous. Grassland yield techs can be quite useful. I could, for instance, get science off of grasslands. That would be precious, although I would have to save food, which is perfectly possible. Now, getting more food off of rivers is immediately beneficial. It's the obvious thing to do. However, I only have 2 river tiles so far. I would have to flag quite a few of them to accomplish anything. I think I'll actually go for the library. I should read out these descriptions. I never do that. On fat of rams, black bulls, and brawny swine, they daily feast with draughts of fragrant wine. Of course, drafts. Nice. In case of non-delivery, to be returned to secretgames.co. No, this got delivered. I got it. I get your message. How much do I need to build a city on grasslands? Well, a coastal city over here will set me back a mere 20 units of food. How wonderful. It'll make flagging west easier, and it'll be immediately beneficial. Let's do it. Build a city on grassland for grassland yield tech. I want science off of grassland. Do I? Would I not rather take food? Science off of grassland isn't that valuable. Costs more science to get other things, but then again, yes, I can get the science ball rolling by getting that. That costs 25, these cost 40. I could get 4 more units of wealth every single passing turn. I get 9 currently. With 4 more, that would be 13. That's quite a difference. Quite a pronounced difference. And then I can trade that wealth for science as a one-time thing, should I desire that. Although, notably, now I'll have the science to be able to reach those yield techs sooner rather than later. So that's also not something to be underestimated. Yes, but if I expand faster, say securing more food off of my grasslands directly rather than just getting more money, I'll be able to flag more. And thus what? We'll be able to spend the wealth I have on science instead? That doesn't sound right. Should I get the food instead? I think I ought to. It's not perfectly clear to me, but I think I ought to. So let's get food yields. I'll have 11 food next turn. Mostly because I'm not really trading wealth for it. Since I've what? I haven't depleted my wealth. I've just gotten this opportunity. And of course I've used up all the food to set this city up. But it's generating me quite a few things, including science. So I guess that is beneficial for a variety of reasons. Let's continue. See where this takes me. Now, of course, the key, the song, the Jin, the Zhao, and the Chu are doing their own things. Full science per sea tile. I should flag more sea tiles. Or get all the river flag tags by flagging river tiles. That makes sense. There are quite a few river tiles left to flag, and I do not want to have to purchase flag tags because they are quite expensive for me. Not prohibitively expensive, as much as I may adore the term, but expensive nonetheless. The cheapest one, and then the second cheapest one. They give me plenty of food, might as well secure them right here, right now. Can I get anything for that science anytime soon? I have a number of river tiles. If I could get enough science to get science off of grassland tiles, that would be rather swell. Although I could get it off of river tiles, I'm about to get 2 more. So how about I just get 20 and I spend everything else on food? That sounds reasonable. At least it's cheaper to flag here because I have the city nearby. Ah, yes, of course. They weren't competing based on armies, but purely based on power on a given tile. Nomadic tribes. All place 5 flags in one turn to get a flag tag. That's unlikely, but more likely than me proccing nomadic tribes, I think. Alright, let's get those river flag tags. Glorious. Secured. Let's get more knowledge every single passing turn off of those river tiles. Oh, and let's also secure these grassland tiles that are ripe for the taking and would gladly get snatched up by my foes. We are spending everything on food. What little wealth we have, anyway. It's not like we have an enormous income in terms of wealth, although the grassland tiles do help to some extent. I'd have to remember that I am still playing on Professor. I just took the opportunity because I thought it would be easier. Hardy Scout, that is the way to go as far as I can tell. That is indeed quite enticing. It's not much use for me to try to get cheaper flag text for forests. Only these 3 forest tiles here in this fourth one are not worth it. The Hardy Scout, however, seems to be the way to go. I deemed it best to visit first my crew and send our spies the dubious coast to view. It's a single tile. Let's get it immediately. Oh, I see the song have a tech here, a power tech. But power techs are cheap for me. Might as well invest in a single one in grasslands to snatch those tiles right up for myself. Or at least contest them reasonably. 5 flags in 1 turn. Which gives me a neat little flag tech. Ugh, but do I want any of them? The first tier of a flag tech? Those are very cheap. Yes, but presumably I'm going to... I don't really have alternatives. If I want to contest these grassland tiles, I do need to get the power tech. I could hypothetically try to invest in a single sea flag tech. And then get the second tier of the reward. I rewound. After rewinding, I've decided to do the same thing I originally did anyway. I could also get a hill flag tech. Those hills are tempting. I will be flagging them in the near future. I want the wealth off of them. I'll go for the sea tiles further down the line. For now, they're largely useless. What would I ever do with them? I can get more science over grassland tiles, and that seems absolutely worth it. I have plenty of them now. I'll be getting quite a few in the future. I might as well trade for that, get more science, and get possibly some yield techs. Something. 3 factions have flagged a single tile, but I think the key will get it because they have 2 tiles over there. Thus, it was a waste for me. Build a city on an island for an island yield tech, or get a free hill flag. Hill, yeah. Flagged. Science of grasslands, 10 more units of it every single passing turn. We are no longer trading for that. Should we save up wealth? No. We aren't getting enough. We need to get more wealth. And to be able to get more wealth, we clearly need to flag all those precious hills. And speaking of flagging things, might as well take the time to flag this forest tile. It gives some nice yields. The forests, yes, give me a single unit of food. They're not that great, but better than nothing. Soon enough, I'll run out of things to flag, but in 38 food next turn isn't the worst of ideas. Well, it's not much of an idea, it's just a fact. Can I get a yield tech to propel me forward? If I could get 40 science. I can, if I trade everything for science, I can get more wealth off of grasslands, and that's absolutely worth it, because wealth is what I desperately need. So let's spend wealth to get science, to get wealth via the science, via a yield off of what I already have anyway. Neither of us gets it, but now I'm surrounded with more tiles. Well, border it. Free forest flag, all place 3 flags on hills to get all hill flag tags. How many hills will I realistically flag? More than 3? Getting that additional forest might just be worth it. Although I do want to flag. Is the additional forest worth it? Is it? Agonizing, isn't it? Let's take fur clothes. From thence we climb the point whose airy brow commands the prospect of the plains below. Yes, it does. More wealth off of grasslands. And we will have enough for an army next turn. How divine. Anyone has any power in hills? No? Well, if this gets contested, neither of us will get it. And I'm willing to take that risk. Taking all of this. And as you can see, the key and the song have deployed armies and they are threatening each other's territory. Or rather, the song are threatening key's territory. Thankfully, I'll be able to deploy an army of my own soon enough. This gets contested and oh, sorry, I get it. Of course, I get it. Yeah, I get it. I have 3 tiles around here. The song have a mere 2. I've gobbled it up. It's mine. And the key defend here, but get threatened by the song. Stone cutting, get wealth per hill tile. All get a grassland power tech. The moment you build another city on grasslands. Sounds tempting. Especially if it can propel me in terms of power. There are plenty of grasslands around, and the prospect of conquest beckons. It tends to be the wrong idea, of course, but it is nonetheless quite tempting. I would have to build another city, and I would have to do that instead of redeeming stone cutting, which is quite precious, if you have numerous hill tiles, which I won't have access to. I'll have a few, I'll grant you that much, but not that many. I think I will take camouflage nonetheless. 1 ram remained, the leader of the flock. In his deep fleece, my grasping hands I lock. Not a ram that you use against the city walls. Well, not walls, against the city gate, but presumably the animal. Another flag on a hill. We'll get all hill flag tags, and then, of course, camouflage. What do I want? I don't know, more wealth off of every single hill? That sounds tempting. I would like better yields off of the sea that I have neglected so far. I do have 2 sea tiles, so I would get something. But they are so expensive. I would presumably have to spend wealth on acquiring science in order to be able to get those yields. But that is not out of the question. Alright, let's deploy an army. Let's probe enemy territory. Where are they weak? I see the Song are weak over here in the grasslands. They have some power from attack, but not that much. I can, and presumably ought to threaten them. Haha, army deployed. Let's get those hill tiles, there we go. Hills are cheaper to flag now. Let's also secure another forest tile. I'm not getting those cities, I don't need those cities. And I guess I am saving wealth, or should I? I only have 2 units of wealth, so it's not like I'm spending a lot right here, right now. I don't have much at my disposal. Doesn't matter, I could even pump power with that, it's just 2 units of wealth this turn. But I do have that power tech in the grasslands. They are even, 2 power to 2 power, so they defend. But now the key are threatening my territory. 2 food per grassland tile. All have an easier time moving fast. No, dairy farming is the way to go. I have plenty of grassland tiles. Might as well redeem that immediately. Do I want camouflage right here, right now? I could get that. There are other things I could take more wealth, and my goodness is that promising. 8 more units of wealth every single passing turn, all these additional bits of power in grasslands. I'll get this later. For now it's power in grasslands and a 3rd tier of power in grasslands by securing a city right here. Can I get one closer? I possibly could, but I ought not to. And thus I secure a 3rd power tech over there. I'll take it on faith that they shall not take it. If they do, well, that's on me, I guess. Too bad. Can't get power in hills, I'm afraid. If I were to trade everything for science, I would end up with 85, which is cute, but no. I see. These are reasonably expensive to flag for the Chu, presumably. Should I take a risk here? Let's safely flag the island over there. Take the forest over here and attempt to get these tiles. Might as well. And while I'm at it, might as well flag some sea tiles too. Eventually I'll deploy a fleet. You can also pump power, oh I don't know, to 2. If I do that, I will not have enough to deploy a second army next turn. Let's actually deploy an army instead. What will the key do? Will they pump the power and try to conquer? I see the Song are swooping in over here in order to defend their territory. Wisely so, I guess. Let's see how much power they have. I've neglected to pay attention to that. These guys do not conquer. They have 2 power. I take this. Without pumping, I get some grassland tiles. Neither of us gets this. Bridge building. All river yield text to have movement cost through rivers. All get a free sea flag. I guess lower movement costs are worth it. I am pushing back the Song, who have been a menace the previous few attempts. Oh, have they been awful. But I've managed to turn the tide this time around. I could get power in hills, I could try to get that final hill tile, but guess what? I'm going to get more wealth off of rivers. Push the advantage there. Now, I could do a number of things, but I think I'll get another army. Fleets would be nice. I would like to expand onto the sea, but might as well strike Iron Walls. Hold on. I could hypothetically get another city in the region and thus emanate power for a variety of purposes, among them defensively. It will allow me to deploy troops easier, but it will also secure my borders. It will do a number of things. I could try to get something over here to have an easier time flagging this tile, but no. Let's get a city right here, get an army, deploy it right there, and, oh, I don't know, pump power or something. It's basically meaning... Actually, no, this goes to waste so quickly, it's basically not worth it whatsoever. Might as well get the tiniest shred of science. Next turn I'll have 63, because I'm getting so much every single turn. And what shall I secure then? Alas, alas, I can't get more food off of these tile types. It would be pretty nice. I could get more wealth off of hills. Can't acquire more power techs either. Oh, and I need to spend the food I have to flag more sea tiles. I could also refuse to spend the science on anything, then trade my wealth for science and acquire some sea yields to swing things in my favor as soon as I conquer more of the sea. But I need to remember that my focus ought to be on acquiring crowns, those victory points. As you can see, the Song have swooped into the west to defend their territory against the incursion from the Jin, which leaves them wide open for me to take their territory. I've neglected to check how much power they have. I see, so they have about 2 power, and I'm emanating power neatly over here. Currency, reduce wealth waste, all island yield, text to half movement cost across islands, unlikely to be useful. Let's try to double the yield in terms of wealth. But most of all, I would like to get some sea yields. I have 6 tiles of that type, and I'm increasing their ranks slowly but surely. A mere 20% of my wealth spent on science will net me the 100 I also desire. I could also invest in resources of all my citizens, but they'll come later. Let's get 100, let's not spend anything right now. Let's get that 100 science next turn. For now, saving the wealth, even though I won't be able... Oh, I will be able to get a fleet next turn, and I will. Besides that, instead of flagging the sea, which is a... Why would I not flag the sea? I want to get sea yields next turn. I can build those cities whenever I please. Yes, let's get as many sea tiles as I possibly can over here. And let's pump power the tiniest of bits to go up to 2. With that much power, including the power tax, I should be able to secure these grasslands with relative ease. Or should I pump it all the way up to 3? No, let's go up to 2. Do the song swoop in to defend with 2 units, but I still have my power techs. Will that be enough? Presumably, the 2 over here will secure the hill tile. Yes, they will. I do not conquer because they pumped the power to 3 while I didn't. Annus Mirabilis or the calendar? What do I want out of this sea? I guess wealth would be quite welcome. Science is nice, but let's go for wealth first and foremost. Some of that wealth I could spend back on science, but no. I see they're defending. They have 8 power over here. Had I pumped my power further, I would have secured that as far as I can tell. I can also start reducing power waste to 10 after turn because I will have enough wealth to do that. I barely do not have enough this turn, but I will soon enough. I might as well also contest the sea tiles over here now that I get yields off of them. Let's do that. Let's go out to the sea. Flag some tiles. Once again, I'll worry about those tiny cities of mine further down the line. And let's pump the power up to 2. Presumably one of these will go away. I'll have to replace it. Or perhaps I'll get 2 terrible opportunities next time. We'll see. Ah, as you can see, the song have split the forces up. They essentially had to, but it's still to my liking. They have power all the way up to 2. Whereas I, the Woo, am threatening the key over here. Without threatening the song for some inexplicable reason. What have they acquired? The hulking cities are preventing me from conquering this. As well as my ultimate inability to pump power effectively. I could get horseback riding. Yeah, let's get that instead of Annus Mirabilis. This never works out. Or I could get this instead of currency, proc 2 things at once, and get a surge of wealth. Is that surge of wealth worth it? It's a decent bit of wealth. And what do I need? A grassland yield tech and 2 river yield techs. Can't afford those. Not anytime soon. So let's get this instead of the Annus Mirabilis. In order to proc it, I would need quite a bit in terms of resources. Can't afford that. Not yet. Let's get more science every single passing turn. Certainly need it. Getting another 100 will also be quite welcome. I won't be able to conquer that much, I'll grant you this, but I might pump it to 3 and still get 100 science to get more science off of every single sea tile. Could be worth it. I'm also threatening the sea tiles over there. From the key. Let's get all those sea tiles to get wonderful sea yields. I'm not proccing anything this turn. Once again, same problem as last time. Unfortunate, but it remains a fact. Let's see if this works out. Once again, I have to remember I'm going for the objectives, or at least I ought to be going for the objectives. Now, this little fleet covers the territory a bit, but I still have enough power to take over 1 tile over there. The key have 2 power. They threaten this tile. I might as well move my fleet to defend. Goldsmith. Keep on getting gold. More gold every passing turn. I might as well go for that instead of currency. Yes. I am threatening the song over here, but I do need to turn around and defend. I could hypothetically just rely on the fleet. And I think I will. Let's get a nice little city all the way over here. Better yields. What, do I want food in order to be able to grow my cities? Let's get science instead. 20 more units of science every single passing turn. That sounds marvelous. Do I pump power? And if so, how much? Oh, I don't know, up to 4 sounds nice. Not all the way, at the very least. Will I be able to get an army next turn? Yes, barely. So let's pump it to 4, spend 60%, try to get another army. Although proccing Goldsmith isn't the worst of ideas. Let's proc Goldsmith. Be able to get another fleet, but not another army, and have power go all the way up to 3. Not the worst situation. Not that great, but reasonable. As you can see, the Song are desperately trying to conquer here. They've moved 1 unit to defend against me, and thus I'll secure a single tile. We break even over here, so I do defend. I think the Jinn have the most power, about 8? Ludicrous. I can get the Druids. Oh, or I could stop wasting wealth. That's always welcome. They're threatening me here now. How annoying. How odious. Do they have power at sea? Yes, well, I ought to secure some power at sea then. I did get this grassland tile though, which is quite nice. Let's swoop in to defend reasonably quickly. Right, and get another tiny city. In a forest this time. I'm increasing my number of citizens steadily. But I still need to double my population to actually get a victory point. I'm not getting enough power attacks. Maybe I should work on that. Although, well, science I'm getting, I would really love to get yields instead. Something like more wealth every single passing turn. I almost have 80, but not quite. Not quite indeed. My power will drop down to 1. Will I even be able to defend like this? Maybe I shouldn't have recruited that fleet, after all. We shall see. Even if I lose some of these sea tiles, then so be it. Oh, I absolutely will. The key have pumped the power all the way up to 5. I basically lose everything. Everything there was to lose. Almost fleets and armies for a sea power attack. That would be quite welcome. Although I'd have to dish the courthouse or own most of the sea for more science. I would love that to happen, but I'm not sure it's gonna. Too high of a difficulty level, I'm afraid. Tremors, I just have to recruit 1 more fleet and then it'll proc. I presumably shouldn't pursue the courthouse. Oh dear. Am I seriously going for... I want Traveler's Tales, but that would require me to conquer so much of the sea. Is that even wise? That basically serves no particular purpose. I should just sit tight and acquire victory points. Do I really go for this pipe dream of Traveler's Tales? Tremors are much more realistic, and they give me a sea power attack to be able to claim those sea tiles. Yes, but I want Traveler's Tales. If I fail, then so be it. Move my armies where they actually can defend. And I'm pumping power with all my might. Also, I'm getting my final tiny city that I can. My power will go up to 5. That's reasonable. I could get some of those yields that I have also desperately desired. I could get, say, food off of the... I presumably ought to instead get some power attacks. Yeah, let's start my way... Let's start on my way as far as getting power at sea is concerned. That sounds like a reasonable idea. I want power attacks and... Oh, they back away because they are trying to defend against the song, which gives me an opportunity to push them back. Yeah, they go down to 3 powers because they've stopped pumping. And now, having made this huge push, I threaten quite a lot of the territory. I can trade more favorably for food. I don't necessarily want that. Also to plowshares. I don't want that either. No, I want all of these. And now I can get those wonderful yield techs I've been dreaming of for such a long time. Can't quite get the final sea yield, but that'll happen soon enough. I could get more power at sea, but no. Let's proc at least one opportunity. Horseback riding it is this turn. I could get all the way up to 7 power, but reducing power waste seems like a better idea. Let's actually spend that wealth on not having to pump all that heavily every single passing turn in the future. Oh, also there's another tiny city that I can erect right here. Neat little city. Giving me an income of its own. Full power ought to be plenty. I don't need flag tech, so I'm not acquiring anything else, and I'm leaving a single slot free. For some I should have moved this army to bolster the attack. Well, that was a mistake, wasn't it? At least I ought to be able to secure some sea tiles. Well, one sea tile, I guess. Academy or the fruit orchard to keep on receiving food. I can't even do that quite yet. Or trade more favorably for science. That could come in handy very soon. How am I even getting threatened over there? How do they have so much power here? Where are you drawing all this power from? They have 3 units there. I have 3 units there. Do they have 7 power? Apparently. Well, surely they can't continue pumping for that long. Wanna bet? Dear oh dear. I'll still get the yields though. This time off of hills. Well, if I can finish an opportunity, fine. Might as well get the bridge building. I should have read that one out. Whatever. And since I can't get power techs where I want them, I'm not getting power techs anywhere this turn, and I am pumping my power fully. Moving my army over here to possibly threaten a bit more. If they take the single grassland tile, that's bad, but it's not the end of the world, thankfully. That's about it. I'm slowly getting things, but all sorts of things all at once, which isn't that great. I'm spreading myself thin a bit. I do defend, though. They fall down to fall, and I go up to 6. Do I also threaten? A bit, yes. And they also threaten by the song, so perhaps they'll move in to defend there. Own most of the islands, so 2 more tiles. For more money for violence, fat chance. Or conquer a grassland space. That's significantly more likely considering my power in grasslands. Oh, they also have a fleet over here. How quaint. Do I want more food out of the sea? That would be highly beneficial. Or I can get a power tech. Power techs I can get at any stage. Cut down on waste, that also seems useful. Oh, you know, I could get another fleet. That's highly beneficial for a variety of reasons. There we go. Now, that does put a damper on my assault, but it's still worth it. Also, let's grow this city to bolster my defenses. I don't want to have to pump power just to stay alive. I am putting pressure over here quite heavily with all those fleets, since they only have 2 and one of them is stuck over there. As far as I can tell, the Jinn have the most power, so they are wreaking havoc. This absolute mayhem going on over there. But that's fine. Hilta Protocol or possibly Slingers. How about no? Do I want to continue on my merry way of getting more yields? It wouldn't be that many yields. I think I want some power at sea instead. And of course I'm going to grow my tiny cities into slightly less tiny cities. Pumping power? No, let's reduce waste. I could also reduce waste in terms of science, you know, and it would be reasonably useful. I do love the idea of relying on power techs though to push instead of pumping. Oh look, the key have moved away to try to take some territory away from the song. And thus they are threatened severely by me to the south. Year of Plenty, unlikely. Spy network, border every empire. I would have to break through all the way to the Zhao. And the Jin. And I do not want to border the Jin. Also, the Jin are in first place. Worrying. Oh, the Chu have secured a single victory point. Off of what? Off of City Pop, of course. I would love to get the barracks opportunity, but once again, that nets itself to pumping power, and you know what happens when you pump power. That way lies madness. Hill yields it is. Hill, yes. You know, the more I look at it, the more I figure, actually, this conquest is worth it. It sounds like conquest isn't really worth it most of the time. 126, how about I get to 128 and get a smidgen more power at sea? That sounds fairly reasonable, doesn't it? Oh, and reducing science waste is also a reasonable prospect. Do I just spend all of my money on that? Fine, let's proc Academy. It sounds like a horrible thing to do, and it really ruins the prospects of my conquest, but then again, it's significantly better than just having that over there with no ability to pick up additional opportunities, which are, after all, what separates me from AI. Do I conquer anything? The key of 3 power life have dropped down to 2. No, they managed to defend everything because I've dropped down so low. Lose 5 spaces on the map, all don't be threatened for 2 turns. Which is vaguely possible. I've dropped down all the way to the bottom. Because these people, these little bots have secured quite a few victory points. But I'm getting there, slowly but surely. Armies and fleets would be the way to go, but unfortunately I'm not saving enough wealth every passing turn. However, this turn I have enough to get more power at sea. I'm up to 4 points of power over there, and I'm pumping power a bit too. Do I need to pump? Let's pump. Then I can unpump a bit. 10, 11, 6, 5. What about the key though? What about them indeed? Sewer system. No, I'm disadvantaged as far as growing cities is concerned. That's particularly expensive for me. So let's not even bother trying. A few more yields. Fine, might as well. It's not gonna be much, but it's better than nothing. Also, I can trade very favorably for science to get all those precious power techs, or I can continue pumping. And this turn, for once, I think I ought to continue pumping. Because I do want to conquer, I want to take all of these tiles. This will also proc an opportunity. Let's pump and deal with the key. The Song are in a bind. They're desperately trying to defend from all sides against all those foes, but at the very least they're not at the top. Which buys me a bit of time, but at the same time, I really ought to watch myself. On most of the grasslands, that's good, but it's not gonna happen. Yes, I really need to watch myself. I need to pay attention to the victory points. Let's put pressure on this and defend. More pressure there. And I think we are saving for additional power techs in places where I already have them. That sounds like a reasonable and laudable goal. Basically unpumping everything as well. Oh, and let's also get enough science to get, I don't know, yields off of every single citizen. Why not? Could go all the way up to 390. Minus 250, that leaves 140. What could I spend that on? Surprisingly, not that much. Okay, let's save wealth and just go to 250. Power drops to fall, but fall is a lot. Still haven't conquered that grassland space. Am I? I am defended here sufficiently, yes. They've only left 2 units though. I do defend easily. This song only have 5 power. I do get threatened by both the Chu and the Key though. I could get an instant boost to power though. 2 power for a single turn. Take that over the uneasy truce and proc it immediately. If I proc it immediately, I cannot take what I wanted to take. So no, let's play it differently. Let's take the wealth. Spend the wealth on power. Do I actually need to? I don't. I'll threaten them over here. Move a unit over there. And that ought to be enough in terms of defense. Fairly confident it will be enough. I also got a victory point. I know I was somewhat behind, and now I'm a little bit less behind. Let's not get another army or fleet this turn. We'll do that in the future, in the near-term future. The key swoop in to attack this more heavily. But I do conquer that nonetheless, and I think I do defend here. I think I defend everywhere. Horse archers. For more lasting power. For 3 turns rather than just 1. Seems worth it. Do I want to get that instead of the market town? Yes, I do. And let's threaten the grassland over here of the song. I need that food, so I might as well get +4. And from then on, just get more power techs in grasslands and at sea. Although, once again, I need them to win, so maybe I should just get... I presumably should get just 11 anywhere. Pumping power to 12 is another thing. Yes, armies and fleets, pumping the power. Spaces on the map are a quaint idea, but then I would have to get 1 more point off of an opportunity or something. I could also hypothetically save up the wealth, have the army, so that's 4. No. Basically, everywhere I cut it, I do desperately need... Hold on, I can practice assassins and horse archers this turn if I do this. Okay, I guess I will not be getting another army this turn then. Well, hold on, no, this is not the way to go. If I proc it, I can't get another one either. How unfortunate. Well, do I get another one? It will severely cut my power down. Yes, but it will also be useful. Let's put another one over there. They can't really be everywhere at once now, can they? And I just dropped down to 5 power, at the same time being able to recuperate further down the line. I got those opportunities. I've got those opportunities they have not yet redeemed, that will grant me some power without having to pump. Oh dear, only 5 power. And I do lose a sea tile because of that. Battering ram, more armies in cities? Unlikely. There'll be quite a few armies to get. All hard one piece. Oh no, threatened hexes for so many terms. That's not gonna happen. Oh dear. going to lose this hill tile. Oh, Logos, help me. Is this the beginning of the end? Or is it just the end? I don't want to lose too many hill tiles, so let's get some power in the hills. Say 2 power takes wealth of power. And let's continue to pump power without getting an army, even though I get a victory point if I get another one, do I? I do. Which would put me at 3, ahead of the pack. Then I would just need the power tax and then to pump my power. I can pump my power with these opportunities, I guess. I think the ideal is to stop the stupid conquest, get 1 more army, not a fleet, and then just get the power tax and win. That's it, pumping power at the very end. So let's do just that. Now I know that this might just lead to a disaster to an extent, but let's try anyway. Can I stay at 4? No. Well, in that case, let's trade for science. And just harass to an extent, get some resources, get power tax, and then and only then pump power. All pump power if absolutely necessary. Using every other resource at my disposal for other purposes. I have lost some territory, and I'm also threatened, but I think I'll live. Let's ditch Traveler's Tales. It was a pipe dream to begin with. Let's give up on the entire endeavor. The palace is alluring because it promises a victory point. It's not really gonna happen, but it is alluring. I am threatened, but not in many places all at once, which is good. And what I'm trying to get ultimately are as many power tax as humanly possible. In all sorts of places. That's 2 more power tax. Let's trade every bit of wealth I have for knowledge. Because knowledge is power tax. Now, I may end up losing this sea tile, but that's okay. I will drop... I'm just threatened on a single tile. It's not particularly bad. And my armies will not disappear because I still have this tile to flee. So what I need right now are the power tax that I've mentioned, 7 more of them. I'm quite far along as far as the power tax are concerned. And a bit more power, that's it. Power tax, a bit more power, done. Everyone shuffles about. Whatever, I know I lose this, that's fine. I drop down to 2 power, it doesn't matter. All does it. All does it. 400, 100, 100, better than the palace. More likely to happen, significantly more likely to happen. And I am threatened all the way over here. However, was basically bugger all I can do about that. All right, let's what, consolidate? I can't even grow these silly cities. Fine, go upstream. Actually, go upstream over here. And you go over there. Something. And let's keep on getting power tax, basically anywhere and everywhere, as many as humanly possible. I could hypothetically get 27 more units of science every passing turn. Will that make a significant enough difference? Or am I so desperately rushing that that would put me at a disadvantage? I just need 5 more. So no, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to buy this. 120. So what do I get? Power at cities. Alright. That's it for now. More coming, because I am trading for science, desperately. I will have to get that power all the way up, though. Fine. Let's proc the assassins to get a bit more power, even though it's still not a lot. Maybe I should have pumped the tiniest of bits in order to try and secure my territory, because the keys seem to be pushing at 7 power and I'm just at 3. I get kicked out of most things. Mucks, all a trading settlement. Well, thankfully I'm just threatened here, that's fine. Once again, I just need to survive and hopefully not lose any cities and acquire a sufficient number of power techs. That's about it. $128. Don't mind if I do. The cheapest one is 136. Okay, powered forests it is. How many more? 2 more! I could also get horse archers, but not this turn. I will not get them this turn, because I don't need them this turn. That also gives me more income in terms of science, and I do need more income in terms of science. Come on, let's trade all of this for science. With that science, let's try to get those 2 power techs next turn. And then, and only then will I start pumping power. And once I get to 12, I just win. I just need to get 12 points power at the end of the turn. Excellent. I know I'm losing that tile. They smell blood in the water, the Kidu, and the Chu smell blood in the mountains. I will lose all of this, and that. Very little I can do. I will not enter a golden age. Not anytime soon, I won't. I'm placing my defenses though desperately, but it might just not be enough. Still, I need the tiniest bit more. 1 power tech and another one. Okay, just another one, and that'll be it. More power. Cities are tempting. Do I want to save rivers? No, cities. Cities are the most important. Yes! And just like that, I have 6. That's it. Now I just need to pump power the tiniest of bits. Well, maybe not that tiny of a bit. But I do have opportunities that are going to pump my power at last, at long last. 5 victory points. Are these guys... the True in first place. Are they about to snatch victory from my grasp? Are they doing so well? Are they so close to accomplishing everything that I am too late? Let's take the archers over the M5 theater. Barracks, a little too late, don't you think? Is it worth it? Or is it worth it to just get archers in order to boost myself up there? I just need to go up there once. Let's see. Can I actually do it naturally? Very organically. I just need 1 turn. Archers. And... horse archers. Plus mercenaries. Which brings me up to 10 points of power. Now, granted, were I to have taken the barracks, the waste would have gone down. If I don't manage to elevate myself to 12 with all the wealth that I'm spending, I'm going to be a sad, sorry excuse for, well, for anything and everything, really. I think this can be done, although no guarantees there. Let's hope I don't lose this city either. Okay, I absolutely managed to defend, although I've withdrawn from here, so I lose the river, and the Chu might just... They haven't threatened my cities yet, thank goodness. Legendary General Pikeman. Pikeman, because I want more power... Hello, and I'll end the turn at 12, thank goodness. And as I end the turn at 12, I shall prevail. I'm also in first place ahead of Chu. What do they even have? They're not gonna save... if they get the wealth and power all the way up to 12, they still miss a single crown. They can't get the spaces on the map, they're not gonna secure the power tax. I think this is it. Favorable victory conditions have aligned for me to be able to prevail on Professor. Even though I was about to play at a lower difficulty level, I was about to give up, I've managed to prevail on Professor nonetheless.
Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair.
I shouldn't have doubted myself, although there were quite a few unsuccessful attempts on my part. But as you can see, I have prevailed on Professor. I tried to participate in Conquest a bit. I did pump my power for a while, but I came to my senses, I focused on victory points, and just like that I have managed. Mostly via power tax, which of course were this faction's fault. Hey, just for the sake of clarity, I got my victory points for the following: 3 for power tax, 2 for armies and fleets, 1 for city pop, and 1 for power. With the Chu having 2 points for armies and fleets, 1 point for city pop, and 1 point for power. The Key having 2 points for armies and fleets, and 1 point for city pop. City pop for Jin, and unsurprisingly City pop for Song, with Zhao having no victory points whatsoever. Either way, thank you all so much for watching, and you will see me elsewhere.